everyone. How we doing today? I'm going to be kitting up this cute little thing. I got this from Amazon a while ago. These are my washi tapes I'm going to be using. It's just cute. My husband's a ukulele player, and I'm a Stitch fan. So anytime I can get Stitch and his cute little ukes together, we're happy. We are happy. So that's this canvas. Like I said, it is a cheapo from Amazon. It's probably not. Look at that reflection, I tell you. That ring light. What are you gonna do? I have to have the light. My house is so dim. It's just crazy. I'm gonna be kitting up into these little red 2 containers. These are the ones I always use when I can. I do have other storage containers, but these are my favorite. So, the drills came in little baggies already. These are round drills, and because it is an older one, there's no specials. I always write on my bag of drills what the canvas is, because I store them separately so that I could get those canvases flat. I found with the better quality ones like Diamond Art Club, I don't have to do this, but this canvas is very stiff, and after being rolled, it took me 2 weeks under my mattress, in between the mattress and box spring, to where it would stay flat like this. And now it's just flat. Like I can hold it in any direction and it just stays flat. Which is good. It's good. But let's get these drills. These are actually surprisingly really good baggies. What does this say here? But I just don't like to work out of baggies. I really, for the life of me, can't see what that says. I have really bad eyes. Diamond painting is killing me. It says, I can't tell. Handicraft Wonderful Life, maybe? I don't know if y'all can see it. I have no idea. I just know that this kit, I got it off Amazon. And I only got it because it was Stitch and a ukulele. So, we could actually just kit in reverse order, since we can start at the bottom. I only have 2 of these containers, which is 24 colors. This looks like 25. So I might have to grab a spare from, actually I have one here that has an unopened bag. And where's the tray? There we go. So I'll have one that's not, oh, it's got a little green washi on it already. That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to use the blue washi because Stitch is blue. I always use washi under my stickers if it comes with stickers, but this kit is, like I said, quite a bit older, so it doesn't even have stickers. So then I just write on the washi with my, where's my, here it is, with my trusty thin-tipped Sharpie. Oh, where's my canvas? I gotta get my canvas so I can see. So this is the letter X. Let me see if I can put it over here. The letter X. They are, it seems like, all alphanumeric over there, so that will be good. Maybe I don't need these great big scissors. Maybe I'll use the little ones since I'm just cutting washi. If I can find them. There we go. Yeah, so I do not work out of baggies. Baggies are... I do sometimes put the extra drills back into the baggies when I'm done. Oh, no static. Fabulous, because I live in Colorado, like I've said, and y'all just don't understand the static here. Like, my hair sticks straight up on end all the time. It's stupid. I think I will go ahead, though, and get my dry... I should have been prepared. I'm always doing this. I'm not prepared. My little... I have little dryer sheet, like cut up into littler chunks, and then I also have some that are in bigger chunks, but these are just not very many drills, so I'll just use the little ones. It will be fine. Uh-oh, hair. Okay. I should have done this one as number 25, but maybe I'll do that as number 1 instead. Oh, that's another thing. I am always dropping things. I don't know if anybody else is a klutz like I am, but geez Louise. Okay. We will just go ahead and toss in a little dryer sheet. Oh, I can't wait to get started on this one. I have another whip going on. So I have one that I leave here on the desk. I just have it rolled up for now. And then I usually do these little small ones over on the couch when I'm relaxing in the evening, because I have some degenerative nerve problems, and so in my back it just really hurts to sit in this chair for too long. So I used to only keep the one active, but I wanted to be able to diamond paint on the couch too, so I went ahead and set me up one over there. And this one, the ukulele stitch one, is going to be my couch one. So likely it will be finished first, even though I've been working on the other one already for over a week, maybe just about a week. Let's see, 23 is V. I think I just heard Nico. I wonder what he's doing. He's been upstairs hollering at my son for a while. He has this weird obsession with my son, and none of us can figure it out, but I hear him making noise. Oh, I just love not having static. This is fabulous. You don't understand. Anyway, so I have really gotten far on my quilt in the last week. I finished all of the blocks that I showed you that had like the swirling colors on them, and now I'm doing my diamond in a square blocks. What is that? The diamond in a square blocks are going to be so much easier. It's like a square, and then you put 4 triangles around the outside to make the square a little bigger. I know you guys probably don't care about that, but it's gonna be fabulous when it's done. So once I get all those diamond in a square blocks done, then I start sewing the rows together, and I'm gonna be so happy to be finished. with that quilt. Because I feel like I've been working on it for 2 months already. Still haven't touched my crocheting though. So that's, come on. I don't need all of you. Just one is good. Come on, let go. There we go. But that's about all that I've had going on. Yep, 22. Oh, I did in a D stash, which I shouldn't have gotten it in the D stash because I thought, oops, there is still one left in there. I had thought that when I looked at Diamond Art Club's website, the it's called Elven Castle. Let me see. It is by, oh, I should have known that. It's Ukulele Studio. I love Ukulele. But anyway, so the Elven Castle, I swear when I looked it was out of stock. And so I saw it on a, thank you, ma'am. I saw it on a D-stash and I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and get it because it came with everything, including the TQ. And I just thought it was a great thing. So I purchased it from the D-stash and paid actually quite a bit of money for it, but we're not going to go there. And then when I went over to Diamond Art Club's website, they had them in stock. They had restocked. This was, I think it was maybe the 11th of July. I don't know. It was a few weeks ago. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I've ruined my life. But so anyway, I did get this Elven Castle from Ukulele Studios. And it is just stunning. Y'all do not understand. It is just beautiful. So the person I got it from had already opened it. So it is already open. So if I do an unboxing, which I'm sure everybody's seen enough unboxings of it, but uh-oh, this one has static. But if I do my unboxing on it, it is already opened, but I didn't open it. And that's the price we pay, I guess, for destashing. I'm really upset, though, because I got it in a destash. It doesn't have the warranty. So hopefully I don't have any problems with the drills and whatever, but it was in perfect condition. She just opened it and said she looked at it and it was a bronze card. So she really didn't care to keep the card, you know. But yeah, this is my first, like, mega kit. Look at all the static in this one. Isn't that awful? It's like sticking to the lid. It's ridiculous. And they like jump all around. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to mess with that one a little bit, but so anyway, I'm gonna soon be, I think it's a habit when you drop a drill to like squeeze your legs together and your brain just kind of shuts down whatever you were saying. Anyway, I'm going to do the unboxing of Emma after I kit this up. Emma is a little bitty one I got off of Amazon, but it is a Diamond Art Club. And it's a little bitty dragon wrapped. She's got yarn wrapped all around her. And, well, actually here, this one. She's got a little crochet hook. It is so adorable. So I'm going to do the unboxing of that one finally, because I have been dying to open her up, and I have to get myself together, you know. So I'm excited for that. And my sister, the one that got me started in diamond painting, her silly self went and fell down in the hallway at a hospital, thankfully, I guess. But she's just walking along and trips on her own feet and broke her wrist in several different places. So she hasn't been able to do anything. No gaming, no diamond painting, no nothing. And I think that this week she's getting to where she can finally, I mean, she's still in a cast, but she'll finally be able to pick up, because it was her left wrist and she's right side dominant. So she'll be able to pick up a little bit of stuff again, using, oh, there's a dryer sheet already in here, using her right hand, you know. So I'm going to try to get her into a game with me, because I've been dying to play with my sister. I wonder why that one had all that static, because this one does not have static. That is just... I'm definitely keeping these baggies for my leftovers from this kit, though, because they are acrylic, and you can tell... Where are my tweezers? Sorry, Belle. I'm sorry, baby. You can tell that they're acrylic. Come on. Because in the back right there, I don't know if you can see it clear, but there's like a little dent. And that's the first giveaway, I think. But they actually don't look too terrible as far as trash, you know. I think with acrylics, that's the trade-off. Acrylics tend to be less trash prone, but also less uniform in size and shape. There we go. And I think I'd still just rather have the resin and the extra trash. This was 19. 19 is R. Oh, and I messed up my intro again. Guys, I'm going to have to start writing down my intro and keep it on a sticky note or something so that I remember to do it. But anyway, hi, I'm Chris. Welcome to my corner. Thanks for joining me in the chaos today, because it definitely is. And my ADHD brain has been tripping for a couple days. So I might be a little rambly. But in a kitten chat, I think you're supposed to kind of talk a bit, but I feel like I'm talking about nonsense. Look, we got a foreigner. Invaders! Sacre bleu! I don't know if you guys have figured me out yet, but I actually am prone to random movie quotes. What is that? Q, really? That's a purple drill, but that is not a purple symbol. Oh well. Anyway, I am prone to random movie quotes and song lyrics that fit the situation. So if somebody like threw a rock near me, I would probably go, we will rock you. Just because I'm goofy like that. 17 is in. I'm looking at it sideways, so I'm having trouble a little. And I'm trying to remember to do it where, because my camera's a little close to me. We got an invader, and we got a couple invaders in this one. But they're pretty pink, so they probably came out of this bag because they're about that shade of pink. Huh? I don't know where they went. Oh, right there. I thought I saw two though, but maybe not. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. So, I finished one of my little trashy cheapo kits. And I'm serious. I have to take a break from those, you guys. I can't, like, I'm in this Facebook group for diamond painting, and a lot of, like, so many people in the group. They are diehard Temu shoppers, you know, and they buy all these kits, and they're like, oh, look at this gorgeous thing that I got. And I look at it and I'm like, yeah, I'm just not going to comment, because after having experienced Diamond Art Club, sorry, there's a bit of static in this one, I can't reconcile any of those. Like, I've never ordered from Temu, but I have from Amazon Haul, which is kind of the same thing. It's just Amazon's site, you know. And I have gotten some from AliExpress, like way back in the beginning of my diamond painting habit. Oh my gosh, look at this. These things are just not coming out. Sometimes they say you blow in the bag, you'd use the dryer sheet. Oh, look, that actually worked, blowing in the bag. Anyway, but then they post the pictures, and I just look at it and I'm like, that is legitimately horrible. And then I feel so bad for thinking that. But at the same time, like, when you've seen a Diamond Art Club finished painting, and then you see budget kits, you can seriously tell the difference. I mean, it's probably not just the Diamond Art Club, but you can see how much shinier the Diamond Art Club is compared to those budget kits. But more than that, even the smaller Diamond Art Club kits like this one, I feel like it's just gonna be, because this is 9 inches by 11 inches, or 20, like almost 23 by 28 centimeters. It's not even a 30 by 30, you know. It's small, but the lines in it, they're crisp and clearly defined edges, and not this random speckly business that you see on the AI art that they use in the budget kits mostly. What number am I on? 15. It's just the quality. It's just astounding how much different the Diamond Art Club is over the budget kits. You know, it's I just can't even. Come on. There we go. I can't even begin to explain how much my tastes have. I mean, I would rather, honestly, do the same little Emma kit, as tiny as it is, over and over, or just not diamond paint at all, than to continue supporting AI generated artwork or stolen artwork. I'm really, like, in the beginning, I had no idea about licensing and all of that. I never thought twice about it because I'm not an artist. What is that? One little chunk of trash. I'm not an artist, so it had never crossed my mind. And any artists that are out there, I want to formally apologize because I had no idea. So I'm going to go with the words that I learned from Mama Dr. Jones, and she's another YouTuber, but she always says, you do the best you can with the knowledge that you have. And she's actually an OBGYN, and she usually says that when she's tearing apart, like, I didn't know I was pregnant episodes, because a lot of those women, they're like, I was partying, I was drinking, I was smoking, I was doing all this stuff, you know, and then they're worried that they've harmed the child they didn't know they were pregnant with. And so Mama Dr. Jones is always like, you do the best you can with the knowledge that you have. And that's what I'm going with for this artwork. Oh, already got a dryer sheet in there. So I will no longer buy unlicensed diamond paintings, because if it's not stolen, those budget kits, then it's just a computer generated, an AI generated image. And they're computer charted, and the charting is legitimately horrible. Okay, let me swap these containers around. Uh-oh. Because that one is full. I've still got my little legend right there. I can't wait until I can get back to using the stickers, okay? I need stickers in my life. These ones have little purple washi already, but only on the 3 bottom ones. So maybe I'll put them at the top. And then I'll have the one with the light green. Funny. Oh, there's a drill in the bottom of there. Nice. Good thing I keep a little jar right here. My son got me these Lego flowers for Mother's Day earlier this year. And I've just been filling the vase with junky drills. I got 2 containers thanks to Diamond Paintings by Laura. Laura, you are killing me with these storage, but I got these wonderful storage containers. I just love them. So now, as I'm filling those up, all of my old Tic Tac containers that had my budget kit drills I'm slowly, what am I trying to say? As I'm emptying them the new ones into here, and I'm not filling up the Tic Tacs anymore. I'm not emptying them, but I'm not filling them up. I had started doing that, like emptying out the the junky drills and filling it with the Diamond Art Club ones. Or the resin drills anyway, because I do think I have one from Dreamer Designs that they're pretty good quality too. But then because of Laura showing me those other storage containers, I went ahead and bought some of those, and I'm in love with them. So now I've got all these Tic Tac containers that I have to find a way to get rid of. 13 is the letter G. And so with those Tic Tac containers, I'm not emptying them anymore, but I had been just emptying them into, that's what I was getting to. I had just been emptying them into that vase. So now when I do a budget kit to try to finish up the ones I have, which honestly I have found a few that I have no interest in doing, and it's not because they're budget kits. It's not because it's not anything except it's not because of the licensing or any of that, because I had already done the damage. I'd already bought them. So once they're bought, you know, it's already done. But, oh, I was wondering where those were. Anyway, so the reason is, and I'll show them to you soon probably, but I had bought this cute little 4-pack of the Hogwarts houses, their little baby mascot pictures. They're so cute. But I had ordered 4 of them, one for each house, right? And which is hilarious to me because I have 4 kids, and 2 of my kids, when they did the Pottermore? I don't know. They did some little testy thing. 2 of my kids landed in Slytherin, 1 in Gryffindor, 1 in Hufflepuff, and I'm a Ravenclaw. So my whole family is split up in these Harry Potter houses. But anyway, the little house kits that I got, they only sent me 3. And then they sent the Hogwarts crest, the whole big crest, which, you know, okay, maybe they ran out. I did get them from AliExpress. So maybe they ran out, but they just substituted it instead of notifying me. So now it's not a complete set. I have a Gryffindor, a Ravenclaw, and a Hufflepuff, but I did not get my Slytherin one. I just got a Hogwarts crest instead. So I'm like, I don't even want to do them. And anyway, the images kind of look garbagey now that I know what a good, clean diamond painting looks like. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Is that an F? I think it's an F. So I'm probably going to destash them, or I don't know. I might donate them to somebody else if they want them, because I don't have any desire to do it if it's not a complete set, you know? Like, it just upsets me so much. And then they sent me another random one. I think I had ordered, anyway, that's another story. But I had ordered something else, and they sent me this elephant one, which I actually kind of liked the image, but it would have been so much, it's so small, and you know what the problem with small images is, they just look garbagey. And as a budget kit, it is really bad quality. But maybe when I do it, it's not going to be so awful. But I'll do I think I'll do another video soon where I kind of explain like all the kits and where they came from and show all of that, because I think that would be fun. To kind of go over some of my older ones too, because it's been a while since I pulled them out and looked at them. Ooh, especially my Four Seasons ones. I really liked those, but they were budget kits, so they're kind of junk. Am I complaining? Do you think it's complaining when you talk about, oh, I spent money on this and it's junk? It's just because I'm not really trying to complain. Like, I knew they were going to be lower quality. They're budget kits. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like I'm so negative all the time. And I have one sister that's constantly telling me, I can't talk to you because you're too negative and I'm trying to be positive. Oh, okay. Go on then. Oh, I could explain that. Like, I'm always talking about, I have all these sisters, right? I actually have a complete total of 6 sisters. But we don't all have the same parents. And it's not that, we're just like really best friends that are almost sisters. However, one of them is my bestest friend in the whole world. And I have called her my sister for over a decade. So So biologically, I have 5 half sisters. And one, I was adopted. So I have one adopted sister. So I have 4 half sisters and one adopted sister. So I have 5 sisters. Legitimate sisters. It's kind of a funny situation. But so my mother had, she was 15, and my grandfather had passed away when she was like 8, maybe. I think she was 8, or maybe she was 7. And my adoptive, this static on the envelope is just on the baggie. That's ridiculous. So I was adopted by her older brother. So my mother, my biological mother, was actually kind of an accident to her parents, because my grandmother was already in her 40s and she had 4 living children and one that had passed away when he was very young from the measles, because they didn't do vaccinations back in the 30s. Not so much, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so my grandmother's first child had passed away from the measles when he was an infant. And then she had my other uncle, the uncle that adopted me, and then my auntie. So she had 3 living children and 1 not living. And then my uncle that adopted me was 14 when my mother was born. And my auntie, I think, was 12. So there was 12 years that had gone by in between my grandmother, she was no longer having kids, and then all of a sudden she had a kid, right? So, hey, stop jumping off of there. So anyway, then my grandfather had died in an accident at work. Sorry, trying to get this static off of here. So she was 7, and then my adoptive parents got married. When my dad was in the military, my dad was in the military, but when he came home for Grandpa's funeral, that is when he saw my mom, and he was like, hey, let's get married. And she was like, okay. I guess that's how they did it back then. I don't know. So they jumped to the courthouse while he was on bereavement leave for my grandfather's death. And these things are literally jumping out of the container. That is wild. wild. Did you see that? Okay. That was just pure crazy. So my mother would have been turning 8 like a month after Mom and Dad got married. What number was this? 9. So that is the letter A. Anyway, so then as she was growing up, my grandmother, that was the time when women stayed home. They didn't go to work. So my grandmother was living off of Grandpa's railroad pension or whatever it was. I don't remember. He did something. He didn't actually lay railroads, but he worked for the railroad industry somehow. So she's living off that pension, and she has this 3-bedroom house. And so she decides to rent out one of the bedrooms to this guy that lived down the street. So my mother is 15, and this guy was 18 or 19. So what do you think is happening when Graham is not around? That would be my sister that happened. So my mother's first child. And my sister, so my grandmother's freaking out because back then, you did not get pregnant out of wedlock. What are you thinking? You're bringing shame to the whole family. We're all, cursed because of you now, the stupidness. But anyway, so she faked a marriage license because she forced them to get married. Okay. So then with the real marriage license, she faked another one to try to pretend that, because my sister was conceived in January, she tried to pretend that they actually had gotten married in December when they didn't. They got married in April. So my grandmother was running around with this forged marriage certificate, telling everybody, oh, they got married. They already had gotten married. This was just the second ceremony, so the one that we invited people to. She was just ridiculous. My poor mother was 15 years old. Okay, she had no business getting married at that age, first of all, but also, engaging in behaviors that would result in things like my big sister. So anyway, of course, a marriage like that isn't going to last, but my sister's father at that point was like, okay, now that we're married, I have to go in the military, because that's what poor people did. They just joined the military. That's how they got benefits for their family, the medical care and all of that. And so then my sister, I don't know, she had a heart. She was not well taken care of. My mother was 16 years old. She had no idea how to be a parent. She was constantly told that, she was not a good person because she didn't know what she was doing. And now that she is a parent, she has to figure it out. And, she was just a stupid kid. So anyway, when my mother was 18, she divorced my sister's father. She was done with that. I don't want anything to do with this crap anymore. So she divorced him. And then I'm still kind of geeking out because these bags are so good, but sorry. So then my sister was kind of in the lurch because her father was in the Army. And as soon as my mother got divorced, she joined the Army. And you're not allowed, I mean, back then, and even today, there's rules for having children when you're not in some kind of committed relationship, at least. If you're female, like men can go around getting everyone pregnant, it doesn't matter. You know the drill. But anyway, there has to be someone, unless the man is the primary caregiver, as long as there's another person with custody of the child, it's fine. But when the child is, so like in my mother's situation, she was the sole caregiver for my sister. I kind of ended up loopy there. And so she could not go active duty without giving up custody of the child should she end up being, called to war. You can't take your babies with you, you know what I mean? So she just kind of dumped my sister onto my grandmother, my crazy grandmother, who could not fathom, why or how a 15-year-old got pregnant in her house, which is, but whatever. So anyway, she's got my sister, and then my mother just popped up pregnant again. Hi, here I am. So everybody's like, well, who's the father this time? And she's like, all she would ever say, from what they've told me, is he doesn't want anything to do with us. Now, I'm done with this washi, so I can put it over here. So my mother had, like, when you're pregnant, this was back in the 70s, when you're pregnant, you cannot be an active duty service member because you cannot go to war pregnant. And at the whole purpose of the military is basically war, either defending home or attacking abroad. It's war. So she had to get out. It's called ETS. It's estimated termination of service or something like that. But anyway, so she had an ETS, but no, it's not an ETS. It's ETS is when you just don't sign another contract and you're just done. She had a medical discharge. So she was honorably discharged, but for medical reasons. So after I was born, she went right back to the military. And of course, she had to get rid of me. So she sent me to live with her brother, who was also in the military. But because grandma was like, oh, I can't do babies. Nope, that's not happening. So then grandma decides, oh, well, since you've dumped Christina on your brother, I'm just going to take Edna down there too. So she brought my sister down. And so my parents ended up with 2 more kids that they really hadn't planned on, and they'd already had 2 kids of their own. So again, everyone's like, well, who's the father? Who's the father? And she just would say either, I don't want to talk about it, or he doesn't want nothing to do with us. And once she even said, I was assaulted. Well, she said the other word that I'm not going to say on my channel. But she did at one point, and I don't believe that. I really don't believe that part. But the other parts, knowing what I know now, it is 100% believable that he would just say, "Oh, I ain't going. I'm not dealing with that. You're on your own." Because he did it to one of my other sisters. But I also, knowing some of the things I know about my mother, throwing drills in my lap, of course, I would not have put it past her to have just been on a one night stand, you know, and not even really known who it was that got her in that condition. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, then I had decided maybe 2015, 2016. I can't remember, but somewhere back then, it's been over a decade. I decided to do my ancestry DNA to see if I could find any family members, because I just thought it would be really, if you haven't been adopted, you can't know what it's like to be unknown, like I have no identity. Well, at least I didn't think I did. A lot of therapy has gotten me fixed of that problem. But anyway, I just wanted to know my family, so that I had something that was mine, just mine. So I did the DNA, and of course there was no one that I was related to closer than 7th to 8th cousin that wasn't also related to my mother's side of the family. And the reason I can confidently say I know, because my dad had done his DNA as well. So anyone that was coming up as related to him in some way and related to me, I know that's someone on my mother's side of the family. So one day I was out with my husband, and I don't even know. I really do not know what we were doing. But it had gotten late, and we still had, at that point, 2 underage kids at home and 1 adult child living at home. So it was 2019. It had to be 19. And I got this message on my Facebook Messenger from someone not in my friends list. I mean, I know things, the way they alert you and stuff has changed over time, but so I was out with my husband, and it was getting late, so we decided, oops, go ahead and flick drills all over yourself, stupid. We decided to stop at Little Caesars and just get a couple of, pepperoni pizzas and cheese pizzas and whatever for the kids, because that was back when Little Caesars still had $5 pizzas. So while my husband went in to get the pizza, I picked up my phone and I was looking, and it said I had a message from someone not in my friends list. And I'm all done with that kitten chat. I mean, with the kidding up part. But anyway, so I'll just make this quick and shorter. It turned out to be my first cousin. And he was like, I don't have family up in Colorado. They were all down in Mississippi. He's like, we don't have family up there. So who are you? And how are you related to me? And I'm like, well, what are you asking me for? I have no idea. It's your family. I was adopted as an infant, so I have like 100% no clue who I'm related to. And he was like, oh, so, but none of my uncles in the military were ever stationed in Colorado. And I was like, oh, by the way, I was conceived and born in Tacoma, Washington, or, you know, the SeaTac area where that Army base is, because my mother was in the Army. And he was like, oh, that would be my Uncle Glenn. So that's how I found my biological father's family. My father had just passed away less than 3 weeks before this happened from colorectal cancer. So, anyway, I found out that I have 3 more half-sisters from him. So I have 1 half-sister from my mom, 3 half-sisters from my father, and all 4 of us girls that are my father's children, we have different mothers. And he was only married to 2 of them. But with my oldest sister, so I had one younger than my mom's other daughter, but older than me by a year, year and a half-ish. Anyway, she had been married. Her mother had been married to our biological father, and he decided after my sister was born that he didn't want anything to do with it. And that's why I said I believe that he could have said that to my mom, because he just was like, I'm not doing this. This is too much for me. So he kind of washed his hands of her. And then my next sister after me that was born, she was born in Germany when my dad was stationed there. I mean, my father was stationed there. So she was born over there, and her mother she just stayed there. Like she was actually from England, but she stayed in Germany and raised her daughter there. But they were together for 4 or 5 years. They were married, and then as soon as Rebecca was born, they were like, no, out. He said, deuces. So as long as he wasn't having kids, he was fine in a relationship, I guess. But as soon as the kids came along, that was the end of that. So then my baby sister was actually born after my biological father was a grandfather 3 times over. So my sister that's older than me, she had 2 boys, and I had 1 girl, all before our baby sister was born. So my sister's kids were born in 91 and 92, and mine was born in 92, and Amanda was born in 93. So we always laugh about that. But that's how that happened. So here's one more peek at the Stitch. Isn't he cute, dressed like Elvis? But of course, you know, ukulele style. I just can't get over how adorable he is. I love Stitch. But I'm that one person, you know. I'm the one that's like an alien. I'm a nonconformist. That's a good word. It's a big word. I should get $2 for that one. So, anyway, that is it for this kidding. Sorry, that just kind of stuck in my mouth there for a second. And I think I'll go ahead and talk to you guys next time. Bye.